message of spirituality and character building is that you take responsibility for your life. Doesn't matter what happens to you, you say that I'm responsible. Because only when you take responsibility, when you don't put the blame on others, do you take charge of your life. Only then you decide that what happens to you, what happens in your life is in your control. Because when you abandon the responsibility for what has happened to you, you also give yourself a message that what happens to me is not in my control. It's because of somebody else out there. Then you fail to take charge of your life. But this message of responsibility, I see that is misused a lot, especially in victimizing the victim. So we go to somebody who is already struggling and we go to that person and say, you know why all these bad things are happening to you? Because you are responsible. You must have done those things for which you must be suffering. Okay, or in different words, we essentially call the other person responsible for whatever bad is happening to him, even though in some ways we can help alleviate that suffering. So we need to understand in those moments we are also making a choice. The choice we are making is we are choosing to call other person responsible for his suffering even when the other person is already suffering. We are not choosing to be compassionate to help the other person. Once we understand that choice that we are making, probably we'll be more resistant to victimizing the victim. Because victimizing the victim is essentially one of the big reasons why people don't take up spirituality or character building. Because think about it, it's really a very painful thing. When you are already suffering, somebody comes and tells you, you know why you're suffering? You yourself are responsible. In a way, the person is saying, you deserve this because you are bad. So not only am I surrounded by a lot of unpleasant things, the person is saying, I myself am bad. That's extremely painful. So a lot of people just completely abandon this whole concept of responsibility because this concept has been misused primarily to victimize the victim. So we need to be a bit careful, not a bit careful. We need to be very careful that we are not using this concept on others. We are using this concept on ourselves. And if somebody is not using this concept on him or herself, it may not be a very wise thing for us to go to that person and communicate this concept, especially if the person is already suffering. Thank you.